Smash Sussex'S dark conspiracy via Meghan and Harry's Christmas cards released. Hello and a very warm welcome to the Kate Middleton and the Queen New Version channel. The question everyone's asking today is, why is there no Christmas card from the duo in Montecito? Can they not afford to publish one, or are they still trying to find two kids they can borrow? It should have been released a few days ago. Something is rotten in the state of California. We're thinking we might see a new dirty move by Meghan Markle to disrupt the Queen's annual Christmas speech. Every Christmas, Her Majesty gives a Christmas speech, and this year it's of particular interest because of the passing of her husband of more than 73 years, Prince Philip. It's a disturbing thought, but we worry that this is an opportunity for Harry's evil, greedy wife to take advantage of the situation, capturing the limelight and attracting attention for herself. An LA source also predicted to us the two of them, Harry and Meghan, are trying to do something special for Christmas this year. Do you remember last year they released a podcast in which the appearance of Archie also happened to coincide with Christmas? Sadly, there's no denying that the possibility exists that they'll do something similar again, especially since they just had a mysterious child that hasn't appeared yet, Lilibet. Nutmeg loves cultivating secrecy, and she doesn't forget that any card they send out has to be perfect. How are you ever going to get two children to be perfect for however many shots that have to be taken? It's also not the children that have to be perfect, but I'll let you in on a little secret. It's Megsy herself. So here's my theory for what it's worth. Meghan and Harry know that a Christmas card would have to show Lily, but they don't want to show Lily yet. I think they're saving the big reveal of Lily for an occasion where it would conveniently steal the thunder from a royal family occasion. It only remains to be seen which royal family occasion they'll choose, as they surely can't let the season go by without foisting themselves upon us all. It's likely they're planning something last minute that Sunshine Saccharin has whipped up for them. Maybe it would be a picture of their gaudy Christmas tree, laden with carefully gift-wrapped empty boxes, and of course devoid of any signs of authentic human life. Or maybe we'll get to see a rescued, free-range organic hen or two roaming about. That is, if Meghan hasn't roasted them all by now. She will be scheming something, as she's been suspiciously quiet since she made a fool of herself again. A Happy New Year card would be so woke and change the way royalty is done. You know, I bet the chicken coop is being cleaned as we speak, ready for some stylish photos of the non-existent children. But as for America, most celebrities in America don't show pictures of their young children, and thus most Americans don't really care whether they see them or not. Meghan overplayed her hand by hiding Lily. When she finally does decide to show the child, if she's real, it won't be a big deal to Americans. So let's wait and see what happens. Meanwhile, in other news, I believe the tumultuous situation that the royal family is finding themselves in at the moment is manufactured, because these issues coincide perfectly with the arrival of Meghan Markle. All families have problems, and the royal family is no exception. But the actions of Meghan Markle seem to be strategically planned. I realize that Meghan Markle doesn't have the brain capacity to figure all this out herself, so I think she's just the illusion. She's the tool that some mysterious force is using to accomplish their goals. These problems that are coming to a head may not have started with Meghan Markle. Her involvement is limited to the end of the trick. This may have started possibly with Andrew and people getting him involved with Jeffrey Epstein and his wealthy cronies for an agenda against the royal family in hopes that it would weaken their status with the population, forcing a turnover of the current government which the Queen and royal family are a part of. I think they'll save their final phase of their diabolical plan for after the Queen passes away. She is adored and loved by pretty much everyone, so I think it would be futile to try to bring her down at this point in history. This isn't the first example in history of individuals trying to take over a government. All one has to do is have enough money available, a plan, people who will blindly follow an ideology, and bingo, one government in, one government out. It generally starts with chaos and turmoil to confuse, to threaten, to scare the masses into obliterating the truth. It's kind of like an elaborate magic trick. One hand creates the illusion, the other hand does the trick, and bingo, what you thought was true has been turned upside down. Somewhere behind her, there is an agenda, be it political or religious. It is deep and dangerous and insidious. I mean, how else could a basic yacht girl go against a well-rooted monarchy? When I look at her bad behavior and think about the fact that she made sure she kept her head down relatively for a couple of years, I'm led to believe she had a calculated agenda which she has more recently been pursuing with increased fervor. We found that Meghan Markle had her own hidden agenda before Harry married her. People can be indoctrinated to serve all sorts of causes that they've been taught to believe are just and right. Markle's conduct is so far removed from any norms, and she's eager to do harm without any explanation other than these manufactured reasons. It really leaves her motivation open to conjecture. Her directed attempts with such intensity and zeal to harm the British monarchy are unrestrained from any reluctance to avoid making herself an international pariah. She's on a deliberately self-destructive and destructive of others quest, which she is pursuing without any moral constraint or evidence of conscience, behavior which falls well outside the bounds of any normal human conduct. That she had to manufacture lies to justify her criticism is evidence of her conspired, pre-planned, and deceitful attack on her new relatives. On the one hand, the royal family and her new family welcomed her, spent millions on her wedding, kept her up, and paid for senior staff to educate her on expected royal protocols. On the other hand, she had grounds to complain because of nothing at all. Nothing at all is the most viable option. Markle is motivated, but by what? The Queen is head of state, so an attack on the Queen could very well have political motivations. The Queen is also head of the Church of England, so an attack on the Queen could also have religious motivation. The excuses that Markle has given for her conduct are really not valid, so we need to avert our gaze to somewhere other than where Markle is directing our attention to determine what has really motivated her. The answer to that may well predate her first meeting with Harry. There are some who suggest that she is indeed a paid operative to cast shade and worse on the royal family, hence the mentioned callous disregard for an outcome which cannot benefit her except as suggested through a payout for her efforts and services rendered. All this could be no more than a test case. To me, she has gone through her entire life getting whatever it is that she wants. Starting as a young child wanting to be center stage, has to be her, the princess, not any other children. Then her father spoiled her, paying for her education. He bought her a car in her early teens, something like age 16, as soon as she could drive. Then there was the awful hazing incident, which she did just because she could, and she thought it was funny, and she has to be sick in the head to even do that to someone. And as we know, Daddy fixed that little problem for her, paying for her to get away with it. Then her uncle sent her to Argentina, again spoiled. After that, she just had fun, going on vacations, doing whatever she wanted. After that, she used sex as a way of making money. So many stories along the way of different boyfriends, even more than one marriage. Then she met Trevor, who was a producer, and because she failed the audition for Suits, he got her the part, but she lied that she had a union card. Then she met Corey and lived with him, and then she decided she wanted to meet a British man with loads of money. That's where Harry comes into the picture. She got what she thought to be, and I quote, a good catch. After numerous liaisons with different men at Soho House, Harry had everything she wanted. A title and lots of money. She made sure to sink her teeth into this one. Even after a couple of times Harry dropped her, she was like a dog on a bone, constantly pursuing him, not willing to let this one get away. And she did whatever it took to reel him in. Her longtime friend Marcus certainly had a hand in this. Did he fall for the old line in the book, or the fact that Marcus and Harry were a little too close? Marcus is bisexual. In my opinion, both played a role. She has a hold on Harry, and with him being so infatuated with her, a marriage took place. I do feel that Harry was set up with this awful woman. Poor Harry, he's being played, and she had the wedding and the baby, and she had no intention of ever being a working royal. Between them, they conspired to leave, again, giving her exactly what she wanted. She has no morals, no ethics, no respect, no dignity. She does not give a hoot and has Harry by the balls. I don't see how she respects him with her antics. She wants money any way she can get it. But, my friends, that's the comedy of life, that a rather stupid but massively vain Hollywood wannabe marries into a royal family and wreaks havoc. Not because there's some political or religious agenda, but because she pursues relentless goals of short-term ego highs and thrashes about like a giant squid on dry land. Every day a new thought bubble to gain attention, and really strange behavior in relation to those alleged children. Certainly, we understand trying to protect them with total privacy, but releasing weird photos of them is another sign of some personality disorder. There is just no meaning here. And you, what do you think about them? Please tell me your opinion below in the comments section and we'll talk about it. Don't forget to like and share my video with anyone who needs it if you think our information is interesting. And don't be afraid to subscribe to the Kate Middleton and the Queen New Version channel to support us more and more. Now, thank you for watching, good night, and see you tomorrow.